Hey everyone, this is Chris from Cryptocurrent, and in today's video I'm going to be going over 5 key concepts you should understand before getting invested in crypto. If you'd go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, it would help me a lot and I'd appreciate it. Anyways, let's just get straight into the video. So firstly, I would recommend that you understand what Bitcoin is and how it works, right? Not necessarily the complicated algorithms of how the computers hash these transactions together, but simply just, the general idea and concept behind Bitcoin. So here, simply put, we can see that Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer online currency. It's a digital currency, meaning that all the transactions happen directly between equal, independent network participants without the need for any intermediary to permit or facilitate them. Right? So Bitcoin doesn't require Visa or PayPal or your local bank to officiate a transaction, right? The transaction is purely between you, the sender or receiver, and the other individual, the sender or the receiver. It's a way to directly transfer money to another individual anywhere around the world. Secondly, something else you should understand about crypto is what mining is. Mining is pretty much the process of creating new Bitcoin, or any other cryptocurrency for that matter, by solving computational puzzles, right? So the way Bitcoin works, really simply speaking, is that when you send a transaction to another individual through the Bitcoin network, someone needs to validate it, right? And this someone is the miner. Anyone can be a miner. Anyone with a computer can put their computing power up and give it to the network so that the network can function. In return for this computing power, the network rewards you. So for example, if I put my computer up to validate transactions on the Bitcoin network, the Bitcoin network would in turn reward me with Bitcoin. That's how the system kind of works. That's how the network is upheld. That's pretty much what mining is. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies that aren't mineable, and there are a lot that are. And there's a lot of different types of mining with technical differences, but more or less this is the idea behind mining. Thirdly, I want to go over the difference between trading and investing. So investing is pretty much the idea of buying with the idea of selling in a long time, right? So it's buying and holding. It's buying some crypto and then in 1, 2, 3, 5 years, selling it or cashing out when you feel like you should. Here I have a chart of the Bitcoin price, since 2012. So someone who would be an investor, for example, would have bought, let's say in 2015 or 2016 and held on for a long time. And since we see that this trend is going up consistently, it's a very good and simple, easy way to make money, right? You just buy wherever it is, wherever the price is right now, you buy a little bit, and then the price over time, it goes up, and then you can sell it just like a stock or just like the price of your house if you buy and own a house. That's what investing is, right? It's really simple. You just buy it and you hold it. Trading, on the other hand, is the idea and concept of quickly, flipping coins back and forth for profits. So here, for example, if you were a trader, you could try and buy down here and then sell up here really quickly, or buy up here and then, buy down here and then sell up here and make a couple percentage gains. And you can trade any type of market. You can trade gold, you can trade currencies, you can trade cryptocurrencies, right? So this is, really popular among cryptocurrencies because of how volatile they are. And what that means is that they move up and down really fast, which means there's a lot of profit to be made if you're a good trader. Trading, however, is a lot more difficult than investing, right? You need to learn how to read charts properly, you need to learn how to use indicators, and it's far less, overall, statistically speaking, far less profitable than just buying and holding. I think the statistic is around that 90% of people who attempt to trade fail to make profits in the long term. And something like 95% of traders would have been better off just buying and holding it, which is, very attractive to someone who would just not like to put a ton of time into, cryptocurrencies or just investing, and trading, and just, you know, buy a little bit of Bitcoin, buy a little bit of Ethereum, and then in 2, 3, 4 years sell it for a nice return. The fourth thing I'd like to talk about is what I like to call tokenomics. So the economy of a token. Here with Bitcoin, for example, we see these are its tokenomics, or what I would call its tokenomics up here. The market cap, the volume, the circulating supply, and the price. So the tokenomics are pretty much just what the value of this token has. So Bitcoin, for example, has a market cap of around $500 billion, so half a trillion dollars right now as recording. It has a volume of $46 billion and a circulating supply of $18.5 million. So pretty much I'll start over here with the circulating supply. What the circulating supply is the amount of Bitcoin available on the market, or available in general, that's been minted. Because remember how previously I said how when you mine Bitcoin, or when you put your computer up to, compute algorithms and do some hard math, it rewards you in Bitcoin. So over time, a lot of Bitcoin gets issued out to the markets. This is how much is currently in the markets, right? And the max supply of Bitcoin that will ever exist is 21 million. So that's why, Bitcoin is deemed a deflationary currency, because there's a very limited supply of it, unlike dollars that we use. Because if we ever need more dollars, our government goes ahead and prints a bunch more out, devaluing the currency. Bitcoin, on the other hand, has a very limited supply of it, which is why the price has been growing, because it's a scarce asset and there's only a finite amount of it. Kind of like gold, right? There's not an infinite amount of gold in the world. There's only so much. That's why it has some value to it. So that's the circulating supply. It's pretty much how much is out there on the market. The volume is how much has been traded in the past 24 hours. So how much Bitcoin has been bought and sold in the past 24 hours on all the exchanges around the world. And today we can see that $46 billion worth of Bitcoin has been traded, has gone from one person's pocket to the next person's pocket. Over here on market cap is the total value of Bitcoin. And how you calculate this is you just take the circulating supply, which is 18,584,850 Bitcoin, and you multiply it by the current price of one Bitcoin, which is 27,628. If you multiply these two numbers, it will give you the total valuation of the market cap. Same thing goes with a traditional stock. If you take the amount of shares that exist and you multiply it by the price, you have the company's valuation. These are the tokenomics, more or less, of a coin, right? You just take how many are available in the market, their current price, and what their market cap is. And something I would, kind of urge you to understand if you're new to the crypto space is that a lot of people will come into this space and the only thing they'll look at is the price. And they'll think that just because the price is low, like here, 22 cents, or high, determines whether or not they should buy. When really they have to pay attention, or you should pay attention, to the price and the circulating supply. Because if we just look down here for a second, we can see that this cryptocurrency called Polkadot is valued at $7.42 today, right? So in your head you might think, wow, how it's so cheap compared to Bitcoin. But you come over here and you realize that there's a lot more DOT on the market than there is Bitcoin, right? There's nearly 1 trillion DOT, or 1 billion DOT out on the market, whereas Bitcoin, there's only 18 million. That's why the price of Bitcoin's a lot higher, but it also has a higher market cap. So the most important thing to kind of look at if you want to gauge how valuable a coin is the market cap. Now let's go into what an altcoin is, right? So an altcoin, as simply as I can put it, is just any coin that is not Bitcoin, right? So every other coin down here is an altcoin. And this website is called CoinMarketCap, and you can, nicely see every single cryptocurrency that exists today, or most of them at least. And up here, number 1, we have Bitcoin, which is valued at $500 billion. The second largest one would be Ethereum, which is valued at $840 billion, and so on and so forth. You know, you go down the line, there's tons of different altcoins, and each altcoin has a team of developers behind it maybe, or, you know, different partnerships, different technology, and different, you know, views of what they can do in the world. So just like off the top of my head here, Monero is an altcoin that, you know, is really focused on anonymity and privacy, right? Their whole goal is to create a cryptocurrency that is completely untraceable and anonymous. A coin, for example, like Litecoin, is really similar to Bitcoin. You can mine it, right? It uses the same algorithms more or less, and it works very similarly. It's kind of like the silver of the cryptocurrency space. Just like silver is to gold, valuable but just kind of different, Litecoin is to Bitcoin. And each of these altcoins, you know, have different purposes and have different values and have different technology behind it and different teams. And it's almost impossible to keep track of all of them, because if we look up here, there are currently 8,100 cryptocurrencies out on the market. So if you're just starting out, just focus on Bitcoin. Just focus on the top couple, and understand how they work and why they might be, worthwhile, worth investing in, or worth trading. And pretty much that's it for this video. If you can understand those 5 things, how Bitcoin works, what mining is, the differences between trading and investing, tokenomics, which are, the price of a token, how many tokens are out there, and the market cap, and then also understand that Bitcoin isn't the only cryptocurrency, then you're well on your way on, knowing a little more and getting invested into crypto. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Remember to leave a like on your way out and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be back with some more videos soon. Thanks so much.